Is a rich man your benefactor, providing you with a job, or a profiteer, using your labor to grow his wealth? I wanted to address a couple of fallacy arguments I encountered online. One is about a seeming contradiction of a rich man, even a billionaire, preaching communism or socialism. And the second one is that if you take the profits of a corporation or the fortune of a billionaire and spread it across everybody, it will be just a minuscule payoff that would not improve anybody's life noticeably. Both are manipulations. Not necessarily on purpose. After all, being effective manipulations, they are easy to buy into and help them spread seeing them as truthful. A small digression first. It will be somewhat relevant later. I try to view all kinds of systems through the prism of evolution. Patterns of evolution do not apply only to the living things. They work with everything that can come into existence, change and die. Cultures, nations, religions, corporations. They all exist in environments in a broad sense. And how well they fit and can adapt to these environments determines who will live and procreate, and whose existence will cease. They evolve, but just as with biological evolution, it does not have to be a conscious decision or effort. A tiger did not evolve to be fast, strong and agile on purpose. It's the result of slow, weak and clumsy animals dying off before they could procreate and become tigers' ancestors. There are all kinds of weird mutations in nature, but if they are not improving a creature's total chances of survival and thriving, they tend to be filtered out. Same with corporations, for example. There needs to be no evil scheme for corporations to evolve into powerful hungry monsters if the environment itself rewards it. Meaning if ruining you, a common man, allows corporations to earn more profit while avoiding negative consequences, they will evolve to do it. There could be mutations. There could be different branches of evolution. Not everybody needs to evolve into a tiger. Some creatures evolved into sloths, guinea pigs or cockroaches. But that does not negate the existence of tigers. And you don't want to meet them face to face in a jungle, beautiful though they are. So, back to the arguments I want to address. First, the one that says if you take the worth of a corporation or a billionaire and spread it among everybody, it will be a minuscule sum. And that is supposed to prove that billionaires or corporations don't have that much money, thus they are not the problem. It's a fallacy because what you have to lose for them to profit is not equal to what they earn. Let me start with a simple example. You live in a village near a forest. One night a tiger comes out of the forest and eats your child. You grab a rifle and you want to shoot the tiger. But the tiger starts to speak. Let's talk rationally about this. If I just vomit the meat in my stomach and give it back to you, would it solve your problem? No. So me being sated has nothing to do with your plight. You just need more children. And to a degree, it's true, like many good manipulations. Even if the tiger gives you 10 times more meat that it ate, it will not solve your problem. The problem is not what the tiger has. The problem is what you lost for that to happen. With corporations it's represented with the phrase, privatize profits, socialize losses, and it's a lot more broad than some people think. It could be a corporation making a mess while making a profit and leaving the taxpayers to pay the bill to clean up the mess. But it could be less direct. Like hooking your child up on sugar that results in overweightness and diabetes. Or a corporation creating the working conditions to earn $5 more on a worker per day, leaving him with a $1 million health bill to pay in 20 years. Or an industry that dumps waste, poisoning water or air. It does not necessarily make a profit comparable to the combined medical bills of the victims. Or a chain store that comes to a city and uses different strategies like dumping to destroy small businesses and prevent any kind of competition. The biggest problem with the billionaires or corporations is not that they rob you by setting high prices or not paying you enough. The problem is that they exploit resources. And you with your environment are a resource. And as humans do, they don't only evolve to thrive better in given circumstances, they change the environment in the way that you don't have, or see, better options. Yes, they didn't provide you with the best option to provide for yourself. They build the world where you don't have any better option to survive other than to compete for the privilege of being exploited. Let me reiterate the point, they gain a lot less than what you collectively lose. So, yes, taking their fortunes and spreading it between everybody would solve nothing. Preventing them from being able to exploit people and the environment would. The second argument I want to address is a rich man, a millionaire or even a billionaire, talking about evils of capitalism or advantages of socialism or communism. Is he necessarily a hypocrite? Before preaching socialism, should he start living according to it first? No. And again, let me start with a simple example. You live in a tribe near a forest. A tiger comes out of the forest from time to time. You all get understandably scared and run. Some run faster, some run slower, but nobody runs as fast as the tiger. So one of you gets eaten. You come up with a different strategy. When the tiger comes, you all gather in one place, arm yourself with sharp sticks. Those who can't wield sticks, throw rocks at the tiger, you all yell. Maybe the tiger would run. Maybe nobody has to die anymore. Maybe you can even turn it around and hunt the tiger. It's going to be good for everybody in the tribe. But everybody laughs at you and tells you, if you believe that, then the next time the tiger comes, hold your ground and show everybody how it's done alone while everybody else runs. Even if you truly absolutely believe that your tribe could stand up to a tiger together, doing it alone would be sacrificing yourself for the idiots who refused the strategy that would be better for everyone and prevented the need to die at all. So you run as fast as you can and hope that instead of a tiger behind you'll hear somebody else's dying screams. It does not make you a hypocrite. Whatever you think about socialism or communism, you must understand that it can't work for an individual alone. A man can sincerely believe that socialism is the best way for a society to go by, but at the same time have no desire to sacrifice his well-being for a small improvement for the people who laugh at socialism and do what they can to prevent it. You can still think he's wrong, but don't call such a man a hypocrite. That was what I intended to address. But since you got here, I've got a bonus. One of my favorite fallacies. The one I think is heavily used to sell capitalism to people. The survivor's fallacy. In short, during the World War II, engineers wanted to improve the armor on the planes to improve their survivability. Planes can't carry much, so they had to be smart about it and choose the right places to put thicker armor on. So they went out to look at the planes that have been through real combat. To check where do they get hit. Wings and tail. So they got more armor on wings and tail. Thankfully they thought about it again and understood that in reality those hits meant the opposite. The planes that were hit in the wings or tails had better chances to return. The planes that were hit in the engine or the pilot's cabin didn't survive. So they weren't there to look at. Survivor's fallacy is when you look only at success stories to decide if something works. Like looking at the lottery winners and decide that this is a good way to earn money. How does it work to sell capitalism? Well, capitalism is all about the success stories. Such and such started with only $5 and now look at him, he's a millionaire. It must be a fair system where everyone can succeed if he's talented and works hard enough. Just ignore the thousands or tens of thousands that dies in obscurity in the same situation. And you're talented, right? So it's the best system for you, right? And by the time you've tried everything and lost everything, who cares what you think? You're just a failure. Make way for the young and energetic ones.